Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your old pal Jgun coming to you today with a quick guide on how to obtain Deadbolt blueprints. Unless you have been living under a rock, you very well know now that in the early days of Alpha 4.8, the new meta is Deadbolts. In 4.7, things were a little bit more balanced. You could kind of bring whatever weapon you wanted. There didn't seem to be a clear winner, but here in the early days of 4.8, it is very clear. Deadbolts are the meta weapon, and that's all you need to put on. And you've just purchased your M80 and it's just got laser repeaters, and you're thinking to yourself, I wish I had Deadbolts. Well, you can just go buy them. It'll cost you probably $750,000 to maybe $800K to buy 2 size 4s and 2 size 5 Deadbolts. Or if you're like Jgun, you want to make them yourself. The first thing you're going to want to do is get your Intersect rep up to senior. And it's actually not that hard. Honestly, you can pick a few of the lower level quests, like one of the ones shown here, and you can just grind these out for a couple play sessions. Bring, an M80. I think I used a Corsair for some of these, and they're not too hard to knock out. And before you know it, you'll be at senior, and then that will unlock the other 2 quests that you'll need. You will need the Assist Tranquility quest, and that'll get you Deadbolts 1 through 3. And by the way, some other really cool blueprints for flight suits and stuff. And then you will need the Bombing Run quest, Strategic Bombing Run quest, to get Deadbolts 4 through 6. And the Strategic Bombing quest is quite simple. You just need to blow up 2 power relays. If you've tried the new refueling quest in Alpha 4.8, you unfortunately might be stricken with a bug where a Submit Refuel Request tooltip is permanently on your screen. This is a problem because it prevents you from seeing other messages, like the fact that you may have received blueprints. So to fix this, go into Settings and toggle the Show Hints option a couple of times. Doesn't matter what state it ends in, but toggle it a few times to get rid of that stuck tooltip. So you now have access to the Assist Tranquility mission, and all you have to do is kill 5 Vandal fighters. There will be a wave of 3, and they're light fighters, and they're kind of a pain to get a beat on because they're so fast. But after you kill those 3, there's a second wave that just has 2 medium Vandal fighters, and those are much easier to kill because they can't maneuver as quickly. There is a Vandal Mauler on site attacking the Tranquility, but that's not the quest objective, and for the most part, you can ignore it. However, after you kill each fighter, or after about 2 minutes every time, you need to tag it. And I say this because if you attack the Mauler, it distracts it. And it's important to do this every couple of minutes, because if you let the Mauler lay into the Tranquility for more than a few minutes straight, you actually will fail the quest, because I believe the Tranquility takes too much damage. So if it takes you an hour to kill these 5 little Vandal fighters, that's actually quite all right. Just remember, take a break every once in a while to interact with the Mauler and put a few shots on it. You need to steal aggro away so it stops attacking the Tranquility. That's just important to keep a note on, because I actually failed this quest a few times because I was ignoring the Mauler completely. When you arrive and fly into the quest, you want to stay on the bottom side of the asteroid because there's a base on top and it's got a ton of armaments, and you just don't want to deal with that stuff. So stay on the underside and don't get shot by the station. The Mauler will be first on site. After a few seconds, it'll spawn the first wave of 3. Now, I did this in my M80, and it wasn't hard. When that died, I switched to my Corsair. With the Corsair, you kill the ships a lot quicker, but it's harder to get a beat on them. So what I do, and it's kind of feels almost like cheating, is I'll just go decoupled and turn around. And so, I'm flying through the set piece. Just make sure your TVI is on a clear spot in space so you don't decouple yourself into an asteroid. Make sure your vector indicator is in the green, and then decouple and turn around. And the fighters, at that point, when you're going backwards, they won't be able to maneuver as much, and you'll kind of have a straighter arc on them. So they're pretty easy to pick apart that way. But you'll do this quest, and you need to do it, I'm going to say 3 to 5 times probably. You'll get a bunch of cool blueprints, but you'll ultimately get the Deadbolt blueprints 1 through 3. That's that quest in a nutshell. You really just have to kill 5 fighters, a wave of 3 and a wave of 2. The first wave is actually the hardest because the fighters are much more twitchy. And the second wave is pretty easy peasy. Tag the Mauler every once in a while, like every 90 seconds or so. Don't let it have uninterrupted access to the Tranquility, or you will fail the quest. And that's it. Stay away from the station's turrets and missile launchers. and you won't have to deal with the missile spam. You can do it in an M80 or anything as powerful as that or even more powerful. Should be pretty straightforward. So you've got Deadbolt blueprints 1 through 3, and now you want to get 4 through 6, and they are available in the Strategic Bombing Run quest. You can see here, just pick up this quest and head out to the asteroid bases. Now, these actual bases are the same set piece used in tactical strike groups. So you're going to have all the same problems to fight against. You're going to have some light fighters guarding the installation. I never even engaged them. Honestly, they never engaged me. I just fly straight past them. On the station's surface, you're going to have emplaced turrets firing at you. They're your biggest threat. And you can't really come in with an Idris. I actually tried that once. I got in one of my Idri and flew out here. And at the 3 ends is a capital ship killer beam. And it just instantly nukes you. There's really no... It's like infinitely powerful. It's the most powerful beam in the game. It's an NPC cheat code. But if you come in an Idris or a Polaris, you'll just get nuked instantly. Perseus and Tiburon may actually be able to come in without the cap beam engaging. But I just picked a fighter, and he's ballistics. So I just did this quest over and over with my Mark IIA, and then I would switch to a Meteor. And that's it. I just alternated. I would do the quest with my Mark IIA, then go back to base and pull my Meteor. And that would give each ship enough cooldown time for the default free insurance claim. Because it's kind of a one-way trip. I'm actually not that good. But also the flight home, might take an hour because Nyx is so big, right? Some of these quests may be really far away. So I would come in, blow up the 2 reactor doors. They're at surface level, so you kind of have to get down low, as you can see here in this gameplay footage. And that's it. In the full tactical strike groups, there's 8 of these power relays to destroy because there's 2 on each of the 4 sides. Keep that in mind for tactical strike groups. But in the Strategic Bombing Run quest, you only need to destroy 2 of them. But that's it. Do that quest 3 or 4 times and you'll get your Deadbolt blueprints 4, 5, and 6, as well as some other cool blueprints for ship components. So that's it. I hope you found this useful. Recap, spend a few days grinding Intersec to get to Senior Contractor. Avoid the defend missions because they always fail, especially if you're soloing. And then once you get Senior, it's the Assist the Tranquility quest and the Strategic Bombing Run quest. And that's it. You'll get your blueprints. You'll be happy. I hope you found this useful. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the verse.